Hello, darlings. You've all heard of Marilyn Monroe.
Welcome back, darlings. I'm TV host, entertainment journalist, Cognac Wellerlane. And in just a moment, we are going to see an interview with Nassau County Film Commissioner Debra Markowitz. She is also the director of the Long Island Film Expo, which is showing in early October all their exciting films virtually and through a drive-in theater. So let's take a look at this exciting interview with Miss Debra Markowitz.
Life goes on at the 23rd Annual Long Island International Film Expo, happening September 30th to October 8th, screening almost 200 independent films from around the world. Come to Samanya Mall in Westbury, Friday, October 2nd and Saturday, October 3rd for our weekend drive-in films, or watch virtually all week long on the device of your choice. Receive full schedule and ticketing info, plus details on our closing night party with Catherine Narducci and Maurice Dubois at longislandfilm.com. And remember, things may happen, but life goes on.
Welcome back, darlings. I'm TV host, entertainment journalist, Cognac Wellerlane, and we are here with the director of the Long Island Film Expo. She is also the film commissioner of Nassau County, and she is getting revved up for this year's Long Island Film Expo. Welcome, Debra. Welcome to Cognac's Corner. Welcome to my show. I'm very excited to interview you. I've interviewed you many times, but this year it's a very different year. This year we are going through a pandemic, so we had to think a little bit out of the box and be a little bit more innovative about how we are going to do things. So, Debra, tell my audience what's going on now for the Long Island Film Expo.
Well, we had to first of all, thank you for having me on, Cognac. It's always a pleasure. We had to basically reinvent the Long Island International Film Expo in our 23rd year, and this was not easy. Plus, we were waiting for theaters to open, so we really didn't start working on this as much as we could up until about maybe 8 weeks ago. We knew the films we were going to screen, but we didn't know how we were going to screen them. So we ended up getting all of the films. We started researching online platforms and found one we thought would work for us, which was Exurb. We got all the films on there, but we really wanted to have a physical presence somehow. We knew we couldn't do it in the theater, but we were contacted by the former Source Mall, which is now called the Samanya Mall, and through our PR person, Rick Everly, and they said, we'll have it here. So we managed to get 2 nights, which is going to be Friday and Saturday, October 2nd and 3rd at 7 p.m. and at 10 p.m.
Yeah,
and the film
I will be attending. I will be seeing some of these fabulous films.
Wonderful. Yeah, so you know, we're going to be showing, it's mostly darker films. They're not for kids, you know, but so our 7 o'clock blocks, they're not only going to be virtual, but they will also can be seen at the drive-in. And we're going to have food trucks, and it should be a good time. We do have to follow social distancing rules. You can only leave your car to use the restrooms or to go for food, but you can still watch some cool movies at night. And every car gets a free mask that says Long Island International Film Expo on it. And we're trying to make it as fun as we can.
Now, explain to my audience, because my husband's a little bit confused about this because he's going to be coming with me.
Mm-hmm.
This is my first time going to a drive-in movie theater since I was a little girl in the 60s when my parents used to go to the movies, the drive-in movie, and I used to go to the drive-in. They used to go to the drive-in movie theater. I believe it was in Valley Stream.
Yes, there was Valley Stream one.
Right by Green Acres Shopping Center, they had this drive-in movie theater on the Sunrise Highway. And they stuck me in the back of the car, and we went to go see the movie. But now it's a little bit different. So tell my audience, how does this work with the drive-in? Explain to my audience how it works because we have new cars now, different types of cars.
Well, yeah, we put the larger cars in the back, you know, so that they can see over the smaller cars and this, because we hired a company to make sure everybody's parked properly. There will be spaces in between the cars, because as you get out, you don't want to have any social distancing problems. So we will park the larger cars in the back, smaller cars in the front, so everybody can see the screen. If it doesn't rain, we'll be using, I think it's the 40-foot screen. And if it does rain, there's a lower level in the multi-level parking lot that can we use 2 smaller screens, but have the cars face in 2 different directions so everybody's able to see. But basically, you come with your car. If you want to go grab something in the food court with our food trucks, you just put on your mask and go, you know, get something to eat and hang out in your car. And the sound will be coming through the radio. They'll tell you what station to listen to, and just hang out and watch the movies.
But do you have to keep, my husband's nervous about keeping the car going.
Well, you're not going to have it running. You're going to put it on auxiliary, which means it takes very little energy off of your battery. It's not actually running. So that's what people generally do. You can't actually leave it running. That'd be horrible for the environment. But yeah, you can put it on auxiliary, and it's just the radio, you know, for the time you're watching the movie. They've been doing these all over Long Island and actually all over the country at this point.
Right. So this is all very exciting and, I mean, innovative even, that you even came up with this idea. Now, I understand that you're not the only one that with the film festival that's doing this. I believe the Hamptons International Film Festival is doing it too. But I think they have less films and less involved with this than you are, because with your festival, because I actually spoke to somebody at the Hamptons International Film Festival, and they told me they have a limited amount of movies, but they wanted you to pay for their ticket, like I forget what, it was like the annual ticket that you get, that you could see all the movies. So this is interesting. So now tell my audience about this year's film festival. How many films are we going to see during this festival? And tell us how long it runs.
Okay. Well, the film festival started last night with our first virtual screening. We had a virtual opening night party, and we gave away our screenwriting awards, and we gave away our technical awards. And then the first 2 screenings started at 6 p.m. Eastern Standard Time. Now, we have 189 films that will be shown virtually, and grouped in with this 189, there's a few movie trailers, there's some webisodes, there's a few music videos, but the majority are films. And they can all be seen online virtually. You can get a gold pass for $75 and see everything. Each film block is available to be seen for 24 hours after the start time. So like if you bought the film block for the 6 o'clock block yesterday, you can finish seeing them anytime before 6 o'clock tonight. So it's, you know, you can see them for 24 hours. Even if you got a 1 o'clock block today, you can still watch it tonight. You don't have to watch it at 1 o'clock if you're at work. So all those films, even the drive-in films, can be seen virtually if you can't make the drive-in. But then we have probably about, I'm going to say at least 30 films that can be seen. Most of them shorts. Can be seen in the drive-in as well Friday and Saturday, but they're the same films at the same time that are being shown virtually. So you can be there at 7 o'clock watching them at home, or you can be at the drive-in at 7 o'clock watching those same movies. So that's a choice that you can make. And then we have our closing party, which is only for the filmmakers, press, and our sponsors. Or if you have a gold pass, we can send you a link, but we're going to have a virtual closing night party via Zoom, and we are going to have, we're going to be presenting a newscaster, Maurice Dubois from WCBS TV is going to be accepting an Excellence in Newscasting Award. We're going to be honoring actress Catherine Narducci from, she's from The Saints of Newark. She's also from The Sopranos and The Irishman. We're presenting her with an Excellence in Film and TV
Oh,
award.
she was in The Irishman. I didn't know she was in The Irishman.
Yeah, she played Joe Pesci's wife.
Oh, Joe Pesci's wife. Okay.
Yeah, and then we're going to also be honoring Jeremiah Kipp, who is mostly a horror director, but his career is really moving up, and he started directing some TV. Brave Discoveries he's been doing, and he's basically an inspiration to a lot of independent filmmakers who want to achieve the same level of success that he has. So we'll be honoring him with a Creative Achievement Award. And then of course we have all the winners of the film festival. And we will have some celebrity presenters. Kevin Brown from 30 Rock is going to be our host. We are going to have Geraldine Leah from Manifest is going to be one of our presenters, as well as Eileen Kristen from Lion's Hope and One Life to Live, and also Brian O'Halloran from all the Kevin Smith movies, Clerks and whatnot. So they were gracious enough. They're going to jump on and present some awards, and we'll make it as fun as we can. We just unfortunately can't have it anywhere, so this is the next best thing.
Right, because of the pandemic, you really can't have it to the capacity that you normally would have it. Mm-hmm. So the people that are going to be doing it, you're only allowed maybe, 50 people, I guess, that's in the area, or is everybody doing it from their home?
Yeah, so it's just, and it's just really the only thing we could do. We knew a lot of filmmakers, if you weren't from New York, you wouldn't be able to come in, because even people, New Jersey and Connecticut, but people from Florida couldn't fly in without quarantining for 2 weeks, so that, it just, plus we didn't have the ability to have as many people as we would need. So it just seemed the easiest way to be able to have everybody come, even our foreign filmmakers. So that's fun.
So the films will be shown this weekend up until next weekend.
They started yesterday, September 30th, and they will be able to be seen until October 8th, because the last blocks are the 7th, but you can view them until October 8th. And then October 8th at 7:30 p.m. Eastern Standard Time is when we will have our virtual closing night party.
I see. Do you like the Zoom? Do you like this virtualness? Are you a fan of it? We all really miss each other. All the filmmakers, you get to know them, and we miss that. But it was really nice seeing them yesterday, even if it was only virtual. And a couple of people texted me after and said, "Oh, thank you. It's at least we could see each other and chat." And on a Zoom feature, there's a chat room, so I could see them talking to each other. "Hey, how you doing? Oh, congratulations, man!" And really talking to each other. It was really nice. So it's not that it's optimal, but it's just the way to do things. We're innovative, and this is what everybody's doing this year. Absolutely. I interviewed some people in the Hamptons. They had to have their charity galas virtual, the Southampton Hospital, and this is what they did. Because it's a charity, it's a gala. So what they did was, normally they would have it in this huge field in the Hamptons, and you buy a ticket, you sit, of course, you go to the gala, there's a cocktail hour, there's an award ceremony, much like what you guys do, but of course it's for charity. And this year, of course, they couldn't have that. So what they did was they sold the ticket, bought a table, and the event came to you. So many, many wealthy people that live in the Hamptons, the actual event to their estate. The waiters came, the decorations came, the food came, and even the gift bag came.
Wow,
so you had your whole party with waiters and everything and food come to your mansion, your estate, your house in the Hamptons. So this is how they did it. And they also had like a little video so that you could see like the awards that they gave out to the honorees. So they did that as well. So of course, I will tell you, Deborah, I'm not a fan of the Zoom, or I'm not a fan of all of this. But I must say, my life has become very easy because of it. Because I can virtually interview anybody all over the world. And I don't have to lug that big camera around. I don't have to lug the microphone around. I don't have to worry about traffic. I could sit here, just make myself look attractive for the interview. And that's about it. I don't necessarily have to kill myself to get to an event, which is, in some ways, it's great. But you know me, Deborah, I'm a party animal. I like to go to the party. I like to look glamorous, and I like to pose on the red carpet. So those things I miss. I miss that stuff because I'm such a ham And, you know, I got into this business because I wanted to be a movie star. That was my dream. I wanted to be an actress. I wanted to be a movie star. And then all of a sudden, it happened. It came late to me in my life. And I was in a couple of movies, but I think I'm more suited doing what I'm doing now. But I will tell you a story. I was a little girl. I said to my father, I must have been like maybe, I don't know, maybe I was 4 years old, 3, 4 years, but I was old enough that I could speak. I don't remember how old I was. But my father took me to the movies, and we're sitting in the movie theater. And in those days, if you can remember, you would remember this, the movies had the big, what was that called again?
The marquee?
The marquee. It had the big marquee. It had balconies in the movie theater. I mean, it was a very luxurious, glamorous thing to go to the movies. Mm-hmm. So we sat in the movie theater, and I saw the people up on the screen, and I says, Daddy, are those real people? And he goes, yes, honey, they're actors. And I said, Daddy, when I grow up, I want to be an actor. So that was it for me. I wanted to be a movie star. I wanted to be a TV star. I wanted to be a movie star. But of course, I come from an old-fashioned Italian family. And they said to me, you're a nice Italian girl, get married and have babies. Mm-hmm. So my dream was shattered. But years later, I got into this. Now, my question to you is, what made you love film so much? How did this start for you?
Okay, well, much like you, I remember being very young, being, 6 or 7, and my parents bring their friends over, and my friends would bring their kids over, and I would write little plays in my head, and I would tell them what to do. It's like, okay, you go over there, and then you're going to say this to her, and I didn't know what it was I was doing, and I was actually directing, even though I didn't realize that what I was doing, because I'm also a filmmaker.
Yes, I know you're a filmmaker. This is why
Yes. So, and then I wanted to be an actress as well. And, I did some acting in high school and junior high school. And then I took drama as my first major in college until I realized that I'm going to have to pay bills. And I just don't think this is going to cut it. So I went into business management instead. And then many years later, I had come to work for the county as a special assistant to the then county executive. And it wasn't enough for me, so I started looking around the county, and I found out there was a department called Commerce and Industry that did like 3 film permits a year, and I started looking into it, and I went to the county executive, and I said to him, we should be doing something with this. We could be making a lot of money, we could be getting, bringing money into the county, and he said, all right, and he listened to my ideas, and a few months later, the film office was born. And now that's what we do. We do, we do permits for movies and commercials and television. And a bunch of years ago, somebody had called me up and said, I'm making this independent film, and I really want you in it. And I'm like, well, I haven't acted in a long time. He said, no, I really, really, really want you in it. Would you come and be in it? So I said, fine. I took a day off, and I did this little part. And then every year or so, somebody would call me up and say, would you do me a favor? I'm like, all right, I'll take a day off, little independent films. And then a few years ago, I want to say probably 3 or 4 years ago, this director who I had known for a while called me up, and I always have my Facebook on the side even when I'm working. And, he had said, I know that you act, right? And I said, well, I did, but I don't do it as a matter of fact. I just every now and then. And he said, well, I really want you to lead in my movie. I'm like, what? So I'm like, this is not, no, I don't want to ruin your movie, And so he said, look, I really want to talk to you. Let's talk to you. And I sat down with him, and he told me about the story. It was a movie called Burr, B-I-R-R. And it was fascinating. It was an amazing role. So I said, I'll do it, but you got to give me, I need a few weeks to memorize 6 pages of dialogue. I'm the lead.
Oh my God, 6 pages of dialogue.
Yeah, it was a lot of fun. I remembered why I loved it so much. I got to die on screen and all kinds of stuff. It's something that I don't do all the time. I would probably like to study again at some point, but I just always love the movies, from watching The Late Show to the Late Show to Late Show. Yeah.
Me too. Me too. Who was your favorite actor of all times?
I have so many. I mean, I love, if you're talking about newer, well, not that they're not new, but I mean, I love John Cusack. I love Robert Downey Jr. I mean, I could just name hundreds of them. There's so many people I really, respect and admire that are so tremendous. If you're talking independent actors, I worked with an actress called Molly Ryman in my movie Leaving, who was just phenomenal.
Who's filmmaker I interviewed, Max Hechtman.
So talented. Yeah.
Yes, he's also very technical. I know he's like really amazing. But he told me that he went to a school at Fashion Institute of Technology. And I had no idea that they had like a film course that you could take to learn how to make film. It was really very informative. So throughout this week, I've been interviewing so many fascinating people, including Signor Domenico Constanzo.
Oh, he's wonderful.
I love him. I've always wanted to interview an Italian film producer. Well, I got my dream come true. I interviewed an Italian film producer, But it's really, really funny, and I really have enjoyed my week of interviewing wonderful people that you recommended that I speak to. Do you have a favorite genre of film that you like to make?
I don't. I've done everything. I've done horror, suspense, romance, comedy. I
like romantic comedies, and I love horror.
Yeah, horror is kind of fun, and I really want to do a horror film next. But I like films.
Horror film? You never did one?
I've done horror film. The Last Taxi Driver. I mean, it was more of a comedy, but it was still horror. Gem and the Photo Op was a horror film, or maybe more thriller. But I wanted to do something more horror. And but I think the films I like best are my films that really touch people. The films that when I'm walking out, I see people crying, I'm like, yes, because then I knew I really reached out to them. My films like The Waiting Room was a big film with Jennifer Giles and Kieran Sheehan and Justin Wilson and Heather Britton O'Scanlan. That was one of my favorites. I loved Leaving with Sal Rendino was in that, and Molly Ryman. And people always cry when they see that one. And then I just did something called Confidant with Eddie McGee and Eve Austin.
Confidant.
Yeah. So those are
him. I interviewed him. I told him, I said, who you remind me of? You remind me of the actor that was in the Brady Bunch, the guy that played Greg. There was something about his face.
Oh, that's funny. Okay, I could see that. Yeah.
Right?
Yeah.
But let me ask you, when you do the casting for these movies, is it difficult because you know so many people? Mm-hmm. Is it hard to find the right? I mean, is this a challenge for you?
Well, when I write, usually, not always, but usually when I write something, I write it with the actors that I want in mind. Okay. So in my mind, I know that, okay, I want Sal for this. I want Lucas for that. I want Molly for this. I want Jennifer for that. And so I'm going to write that based kind of on their characters. And if I don't end up, the actor's not available, I will actually rewrite the character a little to suit whoever it is that I hire, because each actor brings their own flavor and their own personality. So I want that to be reflected now. But I do on occasion cast for other people. And it's a matter of, okay, first of all, who do I know that would fit this, that I can speak to and see if they're available, because sometimes it's easy to just say, hey, here's a script. If you're interested in that, I move on. And some people, if I don't know them at all, I have to go right to their agents, and then it's you don't even know if the actor's ever going to see the script. So because at this time, nothing I've done has been tremendously high budget where I can say, what do you need? Here's the amount, so you have to work with people, who, if they love a script, that they're willing to work for something you can afford, to pay them. So,
yeah. And that's difficult. Like if you want to put a really, like a has-been actor in the movie, you have to pay them because they're sales.
Yeah.
So that's where some of the money goes to when you have to.
Oh, of course.
But that sometimes sells the movie. Don't you agree?
Oh, yes, absolutely. Absolutely. Plus, you really want to work with great actors. Sometimes, I mean, somebody that I've been lucky enough to, I haven't directed him personally, but I've cast him a couple of times, which is William Sadler, who was in Shawshank Redemption and Bill and Ted's Adventure. And he's a phenomenal actor. He's one of the best actors in the world. And I love when I can get him in something. And he's got such a great, besides the dramatic streak, he's so good comedically that no matter what you put him in, he's going to be phenomenal. You know, and I've been lucky enough to work with so many people. I've cast some things for Elias Plagianos, and I've worked with Linda Hamilton was in that. And
oh wow, yeah, Linda Hamilton, she's a great actress.
Yeah,
well, listen, darling, listen. If you ever make a horror movie, okay, consider. I want to be in a horror movie. If
okay,
I don't need a big part. I just need like a little part, like where maybe I own the mansion and I'm having a dinner party and everybody else in the glamours, and then they all get killed. You know, I just want a little something just to look glamorous in the movie. You know what I'm about. So you know, if you ever come up with a little story like that, consider me. Okay? Is that a deal? Well, listen, you are such a delight to talk to, and I love coming to the Long Island Film Expo, and I love the movies, I love the actors, I love everybody that's so dedicated to making a film and collaborating with each other, because if we didn't have these films, what would life be like? It would be awful, don't you agree?
You need that fantasy.
Awful.
Yeah, you need that fantasy life, and you need the art.
I need it. Mm-hmm. So listen, you have to tell my audience right now, we're going to close the interview. Where can we go to learn more information about the Long Island Film Expo? Where can we go? What's the website?
It's very simple. You go to longislandfilm.com. Just go to longislandfilm.com, and then you can pull down tickets. You can see what the films are about, find out more about us, find out about the drive-in, you know, buy your tickets, but longislandfilm.com, and that will give everything you need to know.
You're gorgeous. And if I was there right now, I'd give you a big pink champagne kiss.
Thank you, Cognac.
You are a doll, and I love you. And we're going to close it. We'll be back with more celebrity Zoom interviews right here at Cognac's Corner. Pink champagne kisses.
Well, I hope you enjoyed my interview with Debra Markowitz. I certainly did. And please, darlings, don't forget to subscribe to my YouTube channel. My YouTube channel is all about sexy, girly shopping hauls with beautiful fashions and decor. And it's also about celebrity Zoom interviews. So, again, don't forget to subscribe to my channel. And I love you all, and thanks for watching. And pink champagne kisses.
Hello, darlings. You've all heard of Marilyn Monroe. Some of you know Bridget Bardot. Well, now it's time for the Cognac show. Cognac, ooh, ooh. I said Cognac. I'm a bubbly blonde, fabulously dressed to impress. I love to mingle, though my husband reminds me I'm not single. Free. And no matter how much,
It's been a Crybaby Productions, darlings.